I am so tired. I am beyond tired. I'm about to go see my dad after 2.5 years of not meeting the man. I haven't seen him in 2.5 years in person because of COVID. Let's see if I really have daddy issues or if it's just been some big facade. Realistically, let's see how severe my daddy issues are.
Is gone.
Take a picture or something to make sure, because you will need to get a refund otherwise. I wonder if they were like, it's only this much for the whatever. But that's ridiculous.
No, but I can't even.
Yeah, you can't ship gold. We're gonna come visit. We're gonna come visit. It's not your fault. Literally, that's literally not put it in. How does that happen? That makes zero sense.
Hey, you know when things happen?
I love public libraries. I think in a lot of ways, a city's primary library is the best way to encounter the land. It's their own public preservation of what made the city what it is today. Boston has a very interesting and rather stunning public library. They had a room full of maps. I got lost staring at them for a good hour or so. I love maps so much.
Well, I say that because we have 250,000 maps.
A quarter?
So a lot of things were there.
What is compersion? I'm drinking a hot black coffee and getting my sister's thoughts on the word. She thinks that it's witnessing the evolution of another, no matter if it follows the path you envision them taking. We feel joy by watching joy. Through observing a loved one experiencing in this cosmos is a love like no other. When one exists within a stagnant state, they cannot enjoy the evolution of another. They cannot understand the quantum state of growth. At its core, compersion is a wholehearted participation in the happiness of the other, the sympathetic joy that one feels for the other, even when their positive experience does not involve or benefit us directly. This emotive state seems to depend on viewing the other as an intrinsically autonomous and self-determined being, and through that celebrating their own unique path to fulfillment. Compersion is very much a radical sensation, existing within the outer reaches of love, a truly enlightened state, where the well-being of the world is the well-being of you. The term compersion was coined by the Krista community in the early 70s, but Buddhists and Hindus alike have long considered sympathetic joy to be one of the 4 qualities of an enlightened individual. The idea is that mudita remedies the illusionary separateness between self and the others, and is a powerful vehicle on one's path towards liberation. Over a recent conversation I had with a brief lover, now close friend of mine, she revealed to me that she's cheated in every relationship she's been in. I found this very interesting. I do find that there's some people whose beings seem to be wired for polyamory. These These people are naturally gifted with a love exempt of any trace of possessiveness. She went on to state that although she's cheated in the past, she was no longer that person anymore. But it made me wonder if that ever really dies, and if so, is it a graceful death? Was this merely some form of enforced morality onto her? Through the judgment of her past loves and the family that represses her, was she compressing her being into a form that would be more digestible for the other? Or is it possible that this was a hurdle in her existence? An external longing she's now fulfilled internally. By her vocalizing that she was no longer that person, was she moving past that chapter of her existence? Was she liberating herself from herself? I don't think I'll ever know. Maybe she won't too. All that said, I still wasn't satisfied. I wanted to know. I wanted to know if it was truly possible for her not to be that person anymore. So I reached out to a dear polyamorous friend of mine, asking for her thoughts on the matter, asking her if those desires ever truly seem to die, if a cheater will always be a cheater. And this is what she had to say.
Hey, I always love the questions that you send me. And for the sake of transparency, I'll just let you know that I pretty much cheated on every person I've ever dated as well until I became poly. And I feel like what the difference is how much you value the person that you're seeing and how deeply you desire to be honest with them, because I think for me at least, I can only answer from my own point of view. I always knew in my heart that the way that I felt about this new person I was hooking up with didn't have anything to do with the way that I felt about my partner. So I was just well, they shouldn't be upset about it because I can feel in my body that I still love them just as much. And I think that it's just about your moral compass and which way it directs itself. And I think that for a lot of folks who are living with trauma or who are living with shame or who are living with low self-esteem, a whole host of things, if we don't see ourselves originally as good people, then when we do bad things, it seems to make sense. So I think when people say I'm not that person anymore, it means that they've begun to do the work of healing themselves, and because of that, see the good in themselves and wish to act in a way that's in line with that. So it's more as you become more loving towards yourself, you, at least in my experience, behave better towards other people. Because you're I'm a good person. I know I'm a good person. I love myself and I want to do a good thing. Whereas perhaps in the past you were I'm self-conscious, I don't like myself very much, and I'm the type of person who does bad things. So I think it has a lot to do with healing.